Hello to all of you beautiful bakers and welcome to BlueBell Bake. My name is Jordan and I'm your favorite average baker and media maker. And today we are going to be making a recipe that I feel every baker should know, and that is the chocolate chip cookie. So there are a lot of different versions of this cookie. Everyone has their own way of making it, but this is the recipe that my mom uses, and we're just going to be using this recipe and making some delicious cookies. Speaking of which, here's everything you're going to need for this recipe. 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of softened butter, which is 2 sticks. You're also going to be needing 3/4 cup of white sugar and 3/4 cup of light brown sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 eggs, and then some chocolate chips. The recipe specifically says a cup of chocolate chips, but we're bakers here. We're going to measure with our heart. You can use the exact measurement if you want to, but measure with your heart. That's what I always say. Okay, so our oven is preheated at 375. I have BlueBell ready to go. You can also use a hand mixer if you need to, or a stand mixer, or mix it by hand. Good luck with that. I made my boyfriend Zach do that one time, and it was definitely an arm workout. So maybe not do that if you don't have to. But we're gonna do this first, and we're going to, in our mixer bowl, we are going to put in our butter, both sugars, and our vanilla. So we're gonna let this start beating, and while this is beating, we're going to add our salt and our baking soda to our flour mixture, and we're going to whisk that up really quick. So again, let this kind of start beating because it's gonna take a little bit for it to kind of cream together, and that's why I do this kind of the next step. So let's do this first. Yeah, okay. So now that your sugars and your butter and your vanilla are all mixed together, and it looks really good, we're now going to add our eggs. You're gonna do it one at a time, and you're going to beat after each addition. So I put my eggs in a measuring cup just so it's easier to kind of pour out. As you can see here. Boop. Ah. No. There we go. See? Just very easy. All right, we're gonna beat this thing. So our eggs are all mixed together with our butter, sugar, vanilla mixture, and now we're going to add the dry ingredients. I'm gonna add it just bit by bit. Another eyeball method, you can measure it out if you want to, but I'm not. So we're just gonna do it probably in thirds or so. And start out slow with your mixer, that way the flour, you don't get like a little cloud. Okay, so our cookie dough, it's cookie dough now, has all combined. So the wet ingredients mixed with the dry ingredients. BlueBell gave me a little bit of attitude, but we're fine now. So what I like to do is I like to actually mix the chocolate chips in by hand. You can use your mixer. I have used it in the past, but then I noticed that the chocolate chips are making dents in my bowl, and I just didn't want to deal with that anymore. So I like mixing it in by hand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my giant bag of chocolate chips. I'm gonna measure with my heart. I don't think I need to go to the gym today. She's thick. Okay, so our cookie dough is all combined with the chocolate chips and it looks delicious. However, please be careful, and I actually don't recommend eating raw cookie dough. Again, there's not only raw eggs, but there's also flour that has not been baked through, and raw flour is not good for you either. So just don't consume it, or if you do, I don't personally recommend it, okay? But if you do consume it, small portions. Now we're actually gonna make the cookies. I'm gonna be using a cookie scoop. You can use just 2 spoons, that's totally fine as well. All we're gonna do is just take some dough. I kinda like to even it out. That way, at least on the bottom, you can see I have a flat bottom. That's what she said. No, I flatten out the bottom, that way it actually, the cookies will all become more uniform and they're more circular. Once your cookies are all scooped, you're going to put them in the oven and bake for 9 to 11 minutes, so naturally that means 10. So our cookies just came out of the oven. They smell really good. They're a little light in color, but the way that you can tell that they're done, you know, normally you would stick a toothpick in something and if it comes out clean, it's done. If your cookies are brown around the edges, then that means that they're cooked on the bottom and actually should be cooked all the way through. So I'm gonna let these sit on the pan for about another minute or so, and then we'll transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely. But that is it. You have made chocolate chip cookies. You have made the recipe that I think every baker should know. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and also click that notification bell so you always know when I'm posting. And if you try this recipe out, let me know in the comments below how it went, or you can tag me on social media at BlueBell Bake on Instagram and TikTok. I always check those, so make sure that you share it with me. I'm very excited to see your creations. And yes, thank you again so much for watching, and until next time, keep on baking.